every 17 seconds you see the train on overpass. That was about how long the map lasted. And now we head to the train yard with NAVI because it's their map choice. And it might be the series. They looked pretty strong in map 1.
Too strong, if anything, to be honest with you. The individual skill really was just getting out of control at that point. The trajectory just was looking at a straight 90 degree towards the end of it. Really enjoyed the individual skill. We need to see more of that teamwork, though, from GODSENT. Like we said, their approach generally was good. They just couldn't close the rounds out. It looked like they were getting frustrated at times as well. Hopefully they can reset and move on.
You pointed that. I actually didn't quite catch it. I just looked away before, but obviously you mentioned Devil Walk coming over and giving them some grief.
It just looked like there was a bit of a moment of like maybe some bickering, and he had to shut it down. I don't think it was anything to write home about, but just you can see Devil Walk's role within the team, just making sure everyone's calm.
Yes.
There's more of a kind of mentality thing behind it as well, not just a tactical side from a coach, that's for sure. As the boys get ready now, it is going to be Train coming up next. There's Simple and Electronic next to each other, who both played very well indeed. As you mentioned, Simple didn't even have to go above and beyond, but he still had a very good performance. Just nothing ridiculous.
I think that's something I mentioned. I was kind of thinking it to myself because what makes me say, what was the observing factor that made me say he's become more of a team player? Because it's not just his statistics that he's kind of backed it off. I think it's now he has the confidence in his teammates that he knows if he isn't, he used to get frustrated. If he wasn't controlling the game, if he wasn't winning every clutch, if he wasn't forcing himself into plays, he would get really upset because he knew that that was their winning factor. He was the winning factor. Now I think he's realized that if he doesn't win those, he has other teammates that are capable. So he doesn't feel as pressured to make those plays, and he seems far more level-headed because of it.
He doesn't seem as emotionally invested in a good way. Like he doesn't seem like everything's on the line every round. He's putting too much pressure on himself. You know, that's
which it goes both ways. It does mean every now and then he can make a play that seems ridiculous, and all right, not a big deal. But he also doesn't feel pressured to do
obliged to make those plays because no one else will. You know, he's got lots of playmakers in this team. You saw Boomich was doing those entries towards the B side, like time and time again. Yeah, remarkable. And this is a strong team, and everyone was expecting a bit more out of them initially, especially when Guardian was in their ranks once again. He did not last very long there. I think,
to be fair, I was surprised they went back to him in the first place.
Me too.
I'll just say it.
Yeah, I think so. I think you might be right. Like it seemed like a step backwards almost. A player that's been struggling with form the last year, bringing him back into the spotlight of a very controversial team at this point, who's had lots of roster changes. You want one of these young guys who you don't really know too much about, so you can mold them into someone you really want, allow these roles to come into fruition, and they seem generally happier in terms of their temperament as well. Remember, they used to be such a fiery team even a couple of years ago. Lots of arguing, things just collapsing around them.
Well, Zeus was a fiery leader, to be fair. Zeus was like sergeant of the troops.
Yeah,
and
the Iron Fist.
Oh, man, it was like Full Metal Jacket, like boot camp. Right. Things went wrong, he was going to rip you apart for it.
Yeah, and that's just not the way you want it to be. I think you could get away with that a few years ago, but with the level of gameplay right now, you need to be just keeping that off the server. That's what Devil Walk's trying to avoid there in the last few rounds. Make sure we talk about the mistakes afterwards. There's no point talking about it in the round after and bickering about it. That's one of the key mistakes you'll see, like more amateur teams make, just arguing into the next round, blaming each other, asking what happened. You just got to let it go and talk about it after the game.
Well, we'll see if we get into this one, first and foremost, because right now the huddle going on, obviously Blade, the coach, brought a lot of leadership over to this team, which I think they do need. Without Zeus, say what you want about the guy, finally does something. I know you said that once about him, but the point is, they do need, he had a lot of leadership, but didn't have the fragging. Now they have the fragging, but the question is how much leadership do they have? Well, bringing in Blade, I think, is the perfect balance to that situation.
I think so. Yeah, and it relieves some of the pressure, you know, having someone to look back onto who's an accomplished in-game leader, looks at things from a more strategic point of view historically, and he seems like a very sensible and calm guy as well. I don't know him too well at all, to be honest with you, but that's the general impression I get. Casting him for a long time now, way back in the
Well,
the
that's why I say the weird thing is because, okay, there is language barriers with certain players, mostly the CIS region in our case, some of the French guys.
Yeah.
But we've been at so many events that Blade's been at, and I've never really extracted much more than a very small, simple, hello, how are you? Good. Yeah, nice to see you. Okay, nice. See you later. He's very reserved in that way, and that's why I said last game, you know, I've never seen his temperament change all that often.
Yeah. Which, for reasons we just stated, is probably a good thing considering the history of Navi. But headsets going on now. If you're just joining us, it's the second semi-final. Last one of the day. This could be the final map of the day. Navi currently lead 1-0 after taking away their opponent's map pick in the form of Overpass. And we're now rolling into the station of Train. Ninth round underway. Quite an important one, I would say. It's not the end of the world if you give it up. If you're GODSENT, you ideally want to be starting on the CT side. And we'll get into the action here. Third map will be Dust 2 if required. I'm not sure what to expect, to be honest with you. GODSENT, I think, a bit of a fight. I don't think they can get this map, though. Just from like the individuals on Na'Vi today, the shots they're hitting, unless Maiden and Zen go ham this game, it's going to be a rough one.
Yeah, we'll get the odds up on the screen in a minute. I imagine they're going to be more leaning toward Na'Vi than even the last map was. Take a look at Crystal. Sat in the middle for his respective side for GODSENT. And that's a player that we mentioned, Devil Walk Pronax being behind the organization now is pretty much the owner of GODSENT, and Michael Lilly always being in that Swedish scene. Those guys we've seen kind of work in tandem before. Bringing in, obviously Maiden being newer, but Sticko, Crystal, Zen, it's almost like they've gone more German. They've actually looked for some external talent to make this work, and I imagine a lot of that was done as a brainstorming mission, or even, I'll even say it in some of the pug systems, and they realize, hey, I like these guys, they play well together, let's put it together.
Yeah, just knowing each other over the years and then getting into some games and realizing they've got some good chemistry. Yeah, that's sometimes how a lot of teams are formed. Here are the odds.
Yeah, so a little bit more. I think it was 1.5 to 4 point math. It's 1 to 4 this time, so it is a little more toward Na'Vi, as we expected. Simple's got the first kill, but Michael Lilly wastes no time in putting him down afterwards. So don't count on Simple to dispute this pistol round all on his own. And in fact, it's still going to be Na'Vi. This is my point. He doesn't need to do that anymore. He's got good enough teammates. Boomich with another 2 kills in a pistol round. Electronic to follow up. And the round over. Flamey's got Michael Lilly. It was actually Flamey that got both, excuse me. So Electronic not even required.
Flamey's found some individual form as well. Like last year, I would say, I really wasn't that impressed with what he was doing at any tournaments, to be honest with you. It felt like a really quiet year for him. But what I've seen in this tournament so far, he seems a lot more relaxed. He seems like he's kind of got the roles he wants, and nothing's going to.
I was going to say that. Even in the huddle, we saw him joking and laughing and being vocal.
No, and he actually, one thing as well, he came and said hello to us, which doesn't normally happen.
Yeah, he's normally quite shy.
Yeah.
And almost looks like he's scared.
Yeah.
Like he's scared of being disciplined or doing something wrong, and that was the case under Zeus and with Edward there. Electronic's going to get very aggressive toward long. Watch this player on the left. He does see it, but doesn't do enough damage. The nade certainly will. Michael Lilly's gone. Simple's got him. But I agree with you. He looks far more relaxed, and also he looks more fit. He looks like he's actually making an effort to improve outside of the game as well, which is really nice to see.
Absolutely. Smoke down towards the end of Ivy here. No helmets on 2 of the players for GODSENT, so that USP could be a bit of an issue. We'll see. Another smoke deployed. Unlikely you can do much of this now. You've still got 3 smokes on the T side, but those initial picks towards Ivy are a little bit troublesome. That Ivy incendiary thrown towards the end denies access. You can either flash around and smoke that corner wall to lock them out, or you can battle, like we saw Electronic do. Managed to get 2 kills, essentially, with the follow-up HE grenade from Simple, which barely connected. It was like minimal damage, and still got the frag. So an inside play here, and you are quite smart to play close range with this one. You don't want them to get the bomb down in these sort of rounds. Leave them with nothing, especially when you've got an MP5 to lose here. So it smokes towards the connector and the right side of the bomb site. Could have an incendiary for them to run through. I'm not sure if that connected, but back they go. Is this a bit of a fake? I think it is. Not going to do too much for them. I think on these sort of rounds, Matt, you should just be committing off your smokes and trying to use them.
I've never been a fan of that drop. Either get all the way to the bottom so you can see to the wall, or don't. Going halfway down like that and back on the ladder, you're dead 100% of the time.
So was the idea that it was supposed to be a double fake? He's going to save an MP9 and armor at this stage. So again, no extra cash.
He had the bomb as well. He had an opportunity to actually go and plant, but he had no information, so he didn't bother. He could have at least got money for his team and maybe 1 kill.
If you're going to fake it, at least do those smokes and send the boys in there. Maybe he gets the bomb down outside. You've gone for a double fake there, and it didn't cause any rotation whatsoever. With the incendiary down towards lower ramp, they can see that no one's come through, and yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Did what they could with it.
Even if he gets the bomb, so first off, that's $800 for everybody else.
Yeah.
And secondly, he extends the round. They have to come to him. He gets 1 more kill on the SMG. There's $600. He's made back his investment almost right there.
Sure.
So I don't see why he didn't attempt it. I think he had an opportunity to do so.
Well, the money's going to be a little bit funny for them now, considering it's an MP9. Oh, good smiles on the faces there, the boys. Look like they're enjoying themselves. As you said, you don't really see that too often in Na'Vi jerseys over the years of CSGO, so it's nice to see.
Yeah, Flamey and Boomich seem like they get along well. Also, I mean, obviously I say that this event because the camera's on their end of the table, but it moves around at various events and what angles we see. And they seem to have good banter back and forth between each other in the game. So that's always positive as well. When you're having actually a good time beside and enjoying being beside the person next to you, it makes
really
a big
helps
difference.
in a CS team if you're friends with your teammates. It's certainly, we're all here for business, you know, but if you fall out with your teammate, you don't get on too well, it reflects on the server sometimes. Here are GODSENT. Just lost the first couple of rounds here on Train. One map away from elimination. A team no one really expected much from, I'll be honest with you, coming into this tournament, but semi-finals. Already played Navi before in a best of 3, taking a map off them, but running out of time here. Gave away overpass, 2-0 down here, and it's a partial buy of swords. We have got Deagle armor for Maiden. MP9 safe in the previous rounds. You can see no money for Zenithal. Same in Century. Oh my goodness. Both the kills coming in for Electronic. The same play 2 rounds in a row. Not bad.
Shots to the door frame. They could certainly see a shin or a knee sticking out beyond, so tried to do as much damage as they possibly could. Zen waits to drop down. He's not going to go. Crystal still just trying to find an opening, wait for his teammates. Deagle certainly can be powerful on the entry, but Navi's not going to make it easy, not going to present much. Boomich once again with the MP9 sits at the bottom side of Pop Dog. Cover off anyone wrapping back over to the A site. Meanwhile, Flamey. It's FAMAS. He can certainly control the recoil on it. He doesn't need to go too crazy against these pistols, but also doesn't want to give a Deagle too much of an opportunity. So controlled, 2 headshots, not bad at all. Perfecto. Nails Zen as well on the MP5.
Very clean round, if you don't mind me saying, Matt. Excellent work. And at this point, they might find themselves in a slightly compromised position considering they're going to be burdened by their own success. They have SMGs, FAMASs. Do they want to throw any of those away? Keep the money very strong if they don't, but it's a risk they could give a round up. I'll be interested to see if there's any upgrades at all. I don't think they will. I think they'll keep them what they've got. Yeah, Scouts, MP9s, FAMASs, and you want to be pushing for a first kill here. You just want to cause as much damage as you possibly can. And just to note as well, Zen saving that MP9 is left on a Deagle as Perfecto. He'll steal that first kill away. No, Boomich, don't do this. That's so clever. It's so well played.
And he goes to the Deagle, doesn't even pick up for the AK, doesn't even switch to it, just immediately takes advantage of the fact that Michael Lilly has not responded.
That's so sick.
Okay, all right, calm down. 3 kills, 3 different guns, and he's not done there. Bomb in the hallways. Perfecto's going to get the kill instead on an AWP. That's ridiculous.
Honestly, like...
Boomich doesn't even bother. He's been staying on the MP. That is a bonus. That is literally how the bonus works.
It's like double the money. It's crazy. They came into that round of MP9 Scouts for FAMASs, like he just dunked on them. He smashed the glass. It's all gone wrong. And it all makes sense that that's calculated because we had that inside push from Perfecto, right? That's causing absolute chaos. You've lost a kill, you're trying to reposition and fend him off and make sure he's fallen back. And of course no one's watching Pop Dog because it's the most unexpected move you can possibly think of, a CT flying up the Pop Dog ladder, but it all makes sense.
Yeah, the fact he's been down there for 3 rounds and then he has an MP9, like there's nothing to lose.
Exactly, it's a bonus round, that's what we call it. You take these sort of risks and he ends up getting the AK-47 and absolutely doming on them with the AK. That's a stylish
it's one of those plays as well. If you're ever in that situation at home in matchmaking and you think, I don't want to go up that ladder. I don't know what's up there. I'm going to die. Yeah, you resign yourself to it because you can see, look, if he dies there, he dies there. Great. But look what happens when it works. And that's why when you have an MP9 in that situation, it's still worth the risk.
This could be difficult to recover from now. They're already having some emotional issues in terms of the bickering in the previous map, and that sort of round is difficult to digest. Didn't do anything wrong, just a fantastic play from Navi, sorry. Just beautiful from Boomich. He's got 11 grand, didn't even get himself a kit. He's like, I don't even want to defuse the bomb.
Perfecto's backed away. Yeah, don't want to let them plant it, more like. Perfecto on the AKs, give a little bit more space, but they have planted it, so forget that possibility. Trying to find the AK. A bit hasty, I think, sometimes. Perfecto does land the spray, but he's got to be cautious and aware of the fact that they're trying to sneak down the sidewalk behind him. That's eradicated by his teammates, and now it's just Maiden left on the bomb. So Perfecto will get away with it. In fact, he does get the kill. So no harm, no foul, but just a few times I've noticed he looks a bit twitchy.
Yeah, to be expected from these young AIM stars. They've been brought in to be molded by the veterans. And sometimes that can be a blessing and a curse, you know. Sometimes when you've got a very erratic, young, amazing fragger, you don't want to kind of reel him in too much. You want to kind of have him that loose play style. But yeah, sometimes can overstep the mark and be a little bit problematic, but he seems like he's doing a decent job, especially considering the perfect run they've had so far. It's going to be a rough ride now for Godsent here in the second map. It's the pick of Navi as well. Michael Eddie brings out the AWP, but so is Simple. They've stolen away their weaponry. Money is out of control on the CT side. Boomage with $14,000. Still doesn't want the kit. Keeping that money as strong as possible.
It's ridiculous. What is he now, 7-0 or something along those lines? Like 5-1 for Electronic. Crystal, 0 kills. To compare that is not looking too good for Godsent at all, and I think we expected Train to be a harder time for them, but this is a pretty impressive start.
Yeah, picture perfect so far from Navi. Barely giving up any kills. So Michael Eddie's hoping he can maybe get on the pallet here, but fended off. Now CT actually getting towards the main entrance. Just had a little peek, didn't commit. Still with the majority of the utility on the T side here, so they're just biding their time. Boomage surely doesn't fancy it again. AK-47 feeling a little bit more confident to take the challenge. Ooh, smoke to be thrown, Sticker needs to be careful there. Well, that's such a god tier smoke from the CT side though. The fact that goes down there makes things very problematic for the AWPer. Maiden goes through, but his teammates can't justify going through that again. This is going to be a real brawl of a round. You can see them locked in. Only one player's gone through still, and Electronic hears, and that's a guaranteed frag. He knows he's got a bit of time here as well. Picks up the AK. Boomage gets this kill round done. Nails it as well. Beautiful. What a shot.
This guy's on another level right now. This is one of the best games we've seen him play already.
Is he 11-0?
10-0.
10-0. Damn.
10-0, 6 rounds completed. That is pretty insane. 6 headshots as well. And how crisp have they been? You got one of the MP9, you switch to the Deagle. Body shots, Michael Lilly. That round, 2 quick AK kills. 2 pistol headshots. I mean, the guy's on fire right now.
He was doing great on overpass as well. This is the best form I've seen Boomage in, at least.
Big boss Boomage.
Getting it done, old school style. Incendiary's deployed, back into Pop Dog he goes.
First time he's actually had to retreat from the position, and he nearly got a kill for it, even still. Oh, Maiden, 2 HP.
You don't love to see it.
Bad to worse. Boomage is out of his comfort zone for the first time, so let's see how this transpires, because he's been so good in that Pop Dog position. Maybe he'll get taken down from someone sneaking in Ivy. Watch for that to be covered off by Flamey. That's his position. Simple gets boosted. Boomage goes back to support him in doing so, and he still keeps himself relevant because Simple up above is able to find Crystal. And the advantage is almost 2 men. Well, now it is 2 men because they get Michael Lele down. I was going to say Maiden almost gone. Flamey's controlled long. Boomage for the first time is probably not going to get a kill in a round, but it doesn't matter because Sticko's left in a 1-on-5.
He's going for the golden run here. He's going for the perfect game. Just wants to stay alive, that's it. Sticko, get a kill maybe here. Just don't take down Boomage, that's all I ask.
Well, Perfecto might want to peek sooner and spot him at this point. He drops, okay, so he made noise. Perfecto's heard that. They know, yeah, he just called it. You could see him animatedly telling his teammates. He'll go down, catches the ladder. Oh, I think he did make enough noise, but guess who comes back around the corner? Electronic. So he baited his attention, and they got the kill.
Yeah, that is getting dumpstered right now, Godsent. Still plenty, it looks scary right now, but as we always say, T-sided Train, if you can get 3-4 rounds, it's enough. Really not ideal, but what's the money situation right now? Maximum loss bonus, no plant in 2 rounds. I think it's more of the same partial buy territory. Desert Eagles, some Kevlar, a few smokes. I don't think that's going to be enough to shut down this brilliant defense so far we're seeing from Navi, a map they've obviously been working on. This is a very good-looking squad right now. You can see the deliberations going over on the other side of the server. Michael Eddie trying to inspire the troops. 1 AK purchase. So this is a hero AK for Maiden. I guess they need someone to step up here. It was going to be a partial buy, which it still is.
Wow, look at the odds now. 1-11. Jesus.
That's about as bad as it gets, yeah. So 1 AK with 1 smoke off it. I guess you smoke connector, Molotov the bomb train, something like that. See if Maiden can cause some damage here. He is their star rifle up. Boomage yet to die, and continues. It goes down to 8 points of health, or 9, but still got the frag on Sticko there.
I'm more interested in the Boomich watch instead of this game right now. Can he keep the goose egg? Stays passive at this point in time. Electronic, meanwhile, goes up top of red train, transferred over. He'll watch toward the main entrance. The all-seeing eye, quick check to make sure his teammate has Ivy covered. Simple gets Crystal. He slid out because Boomich has gone more passive, and he'll stay alive again. So Electronic gets the kill on a maiden, 8-0. I'd love to see the full scoreboard. There we go. Perfect time to see it. Because how many kills have even been at? There's been
Electronic's only died once.
there's been 3 kills total.
You're right.
Oh, sorry, different column. 4 kills. There's been 4 kills. That's all.
Yeah,
We're going into the 9th round. They only have 4 kills in this whole game?
Stop, they're already dead.
That doesn't... Yeah, I don't want to sound mean, but ridiculous.
It's not. It's more how good Navi are looking right now. Like, this is overwhelming, right? Like, we haven't seen Boomich ever play like this. He's going up.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone down. First time.
He went up the ladder. Nathan was waiting. Okay, this is them getting way too overzealous now. This can happen. Get a little bit carried away. Just waiting for the opportunity there. Godsent. Now the chance.
Wow, 3 kills to none. So maybe I did need to call them out. Commentator's curse, because now they've actually got something rolling. Boomich down as well. Simple's going to pull him back. Zen's gone. He's got the cross. Now Simple comes to play. He's got 2 already bombed down. This is when things get exciting. Tried to avoid the flash, couldn't do it. And I'm not sure he'll be aware that they are actually going to try and wrap in the backtracks behind him. 1-on-2.
He'll be aware just when it matters. Watch this. I bet he turns around just before this dude comes in.
Excuse me, I said 1-on-2. It's 1-on-3. You're right, he could. He's actually around the boxes. I don't think he's going to be spotted. I don't think... Oh, he is. Okay, Sticko just got there in time. That would have been an ace clutch 1v5, by the way.
Yeah, that's the ridiculous moment we were waiting for. Gets a couple of kills, but there it is. Godsent will post there first. Without sounding rude, not really in terms of tactical depth from their end. They're just waiting for Navi to be too aggressive at that point, which is fine, which is obviously going to happen when they have this sort of lead. So if they're going to run into your crosshair, you can only play what's put in front of you, and they'll pick up the round. Let's use that, though, as a catalyst to get back into this game. Got the AWPs now. A full buy. Navi should be a little bit shaken after that one. Maybe realize they've overcommitted in that previous round. All towards the ramp here. Michael Elliott looking for that first pick. Smoked off. Oh, does he really want to commit through this? The flashbang will come through. It's perfected the defense. The AWP goes down first. And a nice trade. They've got a chance here now, but Simple, full vision, will be able to deny at least one. There's 2 players towards the bomb side, though. C4 will go down. Man advantage for Navi. And in terms of remaining utility, there's 1 flash on the T side. Really doesn't bode well. Very heavy chance that Navi to cleanly take this.
Simple's waiting for the opportunity to present itself as he covers the gaps, but Planter's already crossed back over to the right, which means he's at red train. He wants to try and actually get back up on top of the ramp. Sticko, smart to identify he wasn't moving forward because he'd run into another body, but Simple still firing away and has Electronic to support him. Onto Zen on a 1-on-3. Bomb planted, but he's got to find the first. Good spray transfer, to be fair, but Simple's got the kill. You're right, he has. The time is gone, 8-2.
It was scrappy as you like. It took an amazing spray transfer there from Zen to save the day, but it's enough. 2 rounds in a row. They haven't broken the finances of Navi yet. They've actually broken their own with all 5 players going down. But winning the round by virtue of explosion does give you $3,500 per player, and of course you get your bonus for kills as well, and a plant. Whoever planted the bomb gets an extra 300 on top of that. So there should be enough for AKs and basic utilities. You might see some Galils thrown in the mix here. Let's have a look. Actually not too bad. They've got themselves 3 AKs, 2 Kriegs. As we just pick up the pace towards the main entrance. Crystal's already made his way out. Need to start building some rounds together here. We're 8-0 down, now found 2 in a row. Lose this round, though, there will be an eco territory. Sticko taking a lot of damage. And it's going to be a pretty clean round by the looks of things here from Navi. Trying to pick up the pace here. Zen will be left to Michael. He's got the Krieg this time, but looks like that's a guaranteed kill for Simple. And back to business as usual for Navi.
Zen will work his way back up through the bathrooms. And I think, yeah, you're right. Back to business. Not really much chance at all in this. Not a lot of money built up, even though they have won 2 in a row. And it's not like the money was ever going to leave Navi's hands that easily. They were, what, 1,400 we said? Or 14,000, excuse me, for Boomich. Back to winning ways. I was going to start to mention that if they lost this round as well, we saw Simple starting to look a little frustrated at the end of the last one, just based on the fact that he couldn't get those shots. He was holding, he was being patient, but it didn't present itself. There is such thing as positive tilt. And we know that Boomich got really aggressive on the ladder. The round you mentioned it wasn't so much that GODSENT did anything.
I know what you mean by that.
Yeah, you can get too much ahead of yourselves, and then as soon as that breaks, it's gone.
And honestly, that can be so frustrating as well when you're like the in-game leader of the squad and everything's going well, and then you see everyone just hitting all their shots and getting carried away, and then you lose a couple of rounds because you're overzealous. You're kind of throwing caution to the wind. You feel like you're a god at that point, which can work out. You know, like it will make some crazy plays like that one up towards Pop Dog, but when you give up some silly ones as well, you have to reel it in. You have to kind of split the difference. As we'll see, Zen now. He'll do well to survive at this point. He's got 12 seconds, and they are starting to make their way towards his position, but nice work. Gets himself a second kill. Boomich will go down. Certainly worth hunting him. They know the money's absolutely wrecked on the T side. Remember, all 5 players went down previously because the bomb went off with Zen right next to him. But he survives. Problem is he'll get no extra cash on top of that, but I guess that's not a massive issue considering he's got a Krieg and some armor already. So his teammates all hovering around $2,500. Not really enough to bring you everything you need in a round of CS, as this should be a tactical timeout now. Quite an important one. If you fully invest into this, it doesn't work out, you might not be getting another round in this half. I would say take a partial around the Kriegs. I know a few smokes, some flashes. Zen, excellent player. He'll have the Krieg. See what he can do with it.
Smoke to go deep. Boomich again. And he's just absolutely dominating this position. Caught out by a nade. Doesn't anticipate the repeat from Sticko and left himself vulnerable, so pays the price for it. But they still have a pretty hefty advantage when you consider that it's the only gun they've given away, and he's gone for the Krieg. He's already low, Sticko, and well, now Maiden's gone. Did at least get a 1D gun to Flamey beforehand, but
hello.
All right. I was going to say, they still have control of the site. Simple gets rushed through the smoke and was not ready to defend himself. This is turning out all right. AWP for Michael Laley. It's the right person to have it. He goes up to the control room as well, so he might spot Electronic working back in.
Big old barrel sticking out there, Sticko. Tuck yourself in. Electronic will bring things back to a 2-on-2 here. Still plenty of time on the bomb. An excellent grenade thrown towards the position of Crystal now. Smoke available for the defuse. It's looking better and better here, especially with the AWP up towards heaven. Important kill. Crystal nails it. Smoke down though. Perfecto trying to find some space. He knows there's a player up towards the heaven position here. This kill, he gets it. There's a good chance, but doesn't quite work out for him. It's going to be Crystal left on 6 HP. Another huge round of GODSENT to pick up. They're not getting the prettiest of rounds, but when they get them, confirming those victories, you can see them starting to come to life.
I mean, considering they haven't gotten very many at all, they actually pick one up.
Yeah.
With less than ideal circumstances. 9-3, all right, let's see how far they can go. It's certainly still in a manageable situation despite the start. 3 from the last 4, they've certainly turned the tables, but as I mentioned, there was lots of money for NAVI. They're now actually on the last 5.
It's a double AWP setup, and Flamey luckily hits that shot. Crystal with a nice opener towards Boomich, who's been an absolute demon in the Pop Dog room.
And they know he's going to go there. They know he's going to rush that, so they flashed over to try and get that early pick and catch him off. They had the spawn for it.
Yeah, there's that one spawn you can get to the right-hand side in T-spawn. It enables you to stop that cross, but you have to get it, throw the AWP over.
And it is a sacrificial play. Obviously, Flamey hit the shot, as you mentioned, but now look, Zen gets down the ladder. They can actually control the front of the site. This is something they haven't really had the option to do.
Yeah, as long as you hit it, and it's a 4-on-4, you're all good, especially when Maiden stepping up like that. His AK can be absolutely spot on at times. That was a lovely shot. Double AWP setup, remember. Boomich has gone down. It's going to be up to Flamey to hold on towards outside because everyone else on his team towards inner. Nice shot towards Sticko. Bomb should be planted though. They've got good control of outer, but that was actually the bomb going down. Rotations him connecting now. So they could boost in the connector for Simple. I guess that would be an option for them. We'll see whether they want to do that. Failed Molotov towards connector. Is this the boost? Are they together? Flashes out. Seems like they're just going to force the issue. Flashing over the top now.
No good hold from the bottom of the ladder. What a difference Pop Dog makes, catching out one player, and they're able to finally execute the way they want. Simple tries to go for the ladder shot, no accuracy, and no luck in the round as Maiden pulls it back. Now it's 5 from 4 rounds, and the money is gone. They can actually make this a 9-6 half still, which is a huge turnaround.
Absolutely. I was ready to fall off my chair there. Simple just got the no-scope on the ladder.
He's done it so many times, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be surprising, but it's just stunning.
Well, yes, you're absolutely right. Like it felt like this game was done. They were 8-0 down. They had found 4 kills. They're breaking the money down. Did they get 9-6? This is right back on. We'll see. Smokes towards outside. They cannot afford to lose this one, though. They need to be very careful here. Zen with a good spawn. He'll be looking toward that lower ramp, smoked off. They'll go back. Small default setup. I would assume they just want to commit off this one. Pressure from Popdog, and they will be going towards inside. That should be a kill for Makalele, no problem at all, but the Desert Eagle ready and waiting. So much damage inflicted. Perfecto will take him down to 24 points of health, but surely removed from the equation here. Makalele's done enough. Maiden will join in as well, and already 4 out Electronic towards the upper ramp. If he gets one more kill, might be onto something, but overall, this was just a partial bite from NAVI. It's going to be 9-5. We're going to round number 15. There's a frag. I don't think he can recover the weapon. Should be surrounded at this point. Just a scout. Nice work to nail the shot, to be honest, but doesn't equate to a kill. Well, back into this now.
Yeah, what a, again, positive tilt. What a turnaround. They give one round away, it starts to fall apart. They get, on GODSENT's side, a very good pick on Boomich. They collect the rounds. NAVI drop an 8-0 lead to what is now a 9-5 scoreline. So, yeah, definitely back into this, and if GODSENT collect this round, this is a game, absolutely. And I'll mention it just because it's in the top right corner. Dust 2 is the last map if required. Just not quite onto that yet. Zen, he'll hold all the way back toward Ivy with the AWP. Makalele, this is a change. Boomich knows they've actually been ready for him in that position. They've been adapting accordingly. He sits back toward the E-box, gets a kill, and actually pops out with the MP9 to follow up. A trade onto Sticko, but not enough HP left to fight Crystal, let alone the fact they had 2 players in that position, but they've not actually figured out that Electronic is waiting. Oh no, watch to the right. Smoke, yes, he's spotted. Maiden does get through. I was gonna say he gets one and that gives himself away.
So 2 players towards Popdog here. It all comes down to timings. Maiden's taken his eye off the Popdog for a second now. Did they use that to get out? No. Still in that spot. Both players for GODSENT. They just want to get out of this position now and just create a question mark around their position. They have a minute on the clock. They can fall right back, but this does allow Perfecto to at least upgrade to a rifle. There's one down there towards Popdog. He's got a smoke, 2 flashes, and what is the call here from GODSENT? They also have a couple of flashbangs making their way towards the brown halls at least. Could always go down Popdog. Inside is open. No kit available currently, and if they decide to go down the Popdog room, they'll have players waiting for them. It will be an inside play here. So advantage GODSENT for sure. Was guaranteed to get that bomb down.
Zen will take the charge. Maiden's already very far inside, so there's a few angles that wouldn't be cleared by Maiden's position. You can't necessarily just barge toward the site, but he'll have confidence now. Maiden all the way down towards CT. Perfecto actually sneaks in behind him. This is interesting because there's a full sense of security perhaps for Zen. Okay, he's aware that he needs to still watch this direction with his teammate on the lurk, and I think he spotted Perfecto. No mistake on the Krieg. That should be the round, but Simple's the one that's alive, and look how far away the second player is. Zen is doing so well to buy space. Simple has the shot. Flash, tap, he's gone off it. Might have actually done well to go for the defuse, and Maiden gets the angle instead. 9-6. That's a huge comeback from GODSENT.
Massive comeback, and they just were patient. They're waiting for NAVI to get overzealous, over-aggressive, and I'm sorry that they did. They gave a few rounds away, opened up the window of opportunity, and then some legit rounds came through from GODSENT, and they just capitalized upon the money situation on NAVI towards the end. They didn't really have much to work with there. That was a close one with the MP9s coming through. A few kills found, but well played by GODSENT. 6 rounds. That's respectable. That's not bad at all against NAVI on their map pick. They win the pistol now. They're right back into this one. We could be moving on to Dust 2. We'll see. You know, the odds from GG.bets. NAVI's still the favorites, but remember that was 11 to 1.02 a minute.
If you had a later bet when it was at 11 to 1, could you imagine?
Yeah.
You'd be just sitting there frothing at the mouth right now at the possibility of what's happening, because they have absolutely brought this back into contention. And this pistol could certainly cement their chances. Flamey's already down. He'll hold position instead. They're going to actually all head over toward the B bomb site. Fast plant potential. Some smokes through. Flash as well. That forces Makalele to put his head down. He can't see toward the ramp, and that's when Crystal tries to spray through the smoke and hopes he'll do some damage. Does. Very minor, though. Flamey goes down to 78. He takes a peek up on top of the ladder as well. Perfecto's able to spot Sneeko on the flank already. Boomich was on burst fire on the Glock.
You see it every now and then, but it doesn't work out for more than 1 kill at least. It's going to be a 3 versus 2. A big pistol over GODSENT. They've got a smoke on the bomb. I think they've done enough. And it's a full defuse as well. That's it.
Wow.
They're right back in this game. NAVI have dropped the ball a few times now. That's a big pistol victory, though, for GODSENT. They could be on their way to tying things up, but you know the force spy's coming.
When it was at 8-0, they had 4 kills total on the entire team. So the fact that they're back in this is, you're right. NAVI is starting to look a bit foolish. We'll see if they can fix it. 2 rounds between them now, that's it.
Now, force spy, we saw GODSENT in the first half go with Galils across the board. We said there's the option to have a couple of Kriegs as well. That's what NAVI have gone for. You would assume simple electronic to wield those. Nice to see they are. That's the way it should be. What can they make of it? They've got themselves utility as well, so they get dropped Kriegs, and Perfecto's almost gifted a kill there. Sticko wasn't even flashed in. But maybe they can pull one back. Apparently not. Simple holds his nerve towards main entrance. Flashbacks to overpass now. Simple still challenging towards main. Needs to be careful with the mobility of that MP9. It can swing any second, but he is ready for it. 1 kill in return for Crystal. That was on Flamey. And we've still got something to be said about this round. Michael alive with a scalp, but not for long. Simple just absolutely ravishes him there. And we'll see Crystal with the MP9. Not too much HP, great shot, but I don't think he'll be going much further in the round here. They know exactly where he is. Get a rifle shot, just 1 bullet will take him down, and we get into another force spy situation for both teams, Matt. This is where we'll see GODSENT have to step up. They'll have to deliver the scouts, the SMGs once again.
Well, the money gets back into the competition at this point, so NAVI, time to compose themselves. Let's see if they can. Let's see if positive tilt's not a factor, because it's quickly the pendulum will pass to the other side. Quick smokes from Perfecto. They're not going to stop. Simple on a scout. Aggressive purchase. Both teams are very limited in what they have at this point, so even though they win the last round, they don't come out any better off for it. The AK and the Krieg certainly are convincing, but Deagles, the M4 of Maidens looked decent in this game since they've started playing, let's be honest. Let's erase those first 8 rounds, and it's actually not been too bad from him.
Absolutely. Force spy from GODSENT, flashbang towards the server position. Not ideal, because Zen's not too happy about it.
No, he was not. And he's going to be actually pretty pissed by that, because he wanted to peek it. He rolled his eyes and said, come on, that was not even nearly good enough, and then they gave up. Yeah.
All right, well, the scout tags have come in. This round is not done by any stretch. Crystal has no weapon currently. If that's a GUI glitch. Am I having a meltdown? He has no weapon from what I can see.
He's got to have a pistol. I think that's got to be. I assume it's a default pistol, and that's why it's not showing up. But yeah, just to go back to that flash as well, not only did it blind him, but it does ultimately get him killed, because why would they flash if someone's not going to be peeking, right? So quick check the other way, and he's gone. Maiden will fall next. Perfecto with the kill at range. He's the one on the Krieg and electronic. He's picked up the M4. He'll find Michael Lilly. Bomb to be planted, just Crystal and Sticko that remain, and NAVI to find number 11.
That's frustrating for Michael Lilly. 3 scout tags.
Yep.
No kills. And there's Crystal with a USP now, apparently. So, gun found. Not going to be
Maybe
the
he
difference
didn't.
maker.
Maybe he literally...
I don't think he did. I think maybe he had a Zeus or something. I don't know. Maybe that's not showing up.
You would surely you would think, like, okay, if he dropped a pistol for someone, his default was on the ground. Even when you're running with your knife out, maybe that's it. He was running with his knife. You'd feel it. Just not on my back, guys. I don't know where it went. No, I mean, I guess if he runs all the way there with his knife, then he gets in and he goes, oh, well, I'm committed now. Like,
yeah, maybe.
That's a weird one.
It's a very weird one. That was the force spy as well. So, NAVI, sure, they took a lot of damage there, but didn't give away a lot of kills. 3 scout tags found. Pretty much everyone in NAVI survives, and this will be the eco now. You can afford either a P250 each or an HE grenade each. Choose your approach at this point. And they've gone for P250s by the looks of things. There's some Deagles in there as well. Did Michael Lilly save a Mac 10? Apparently so. I missed that. For the AWPer, that's good news. He needs to at least get 1 kill. That means he'll get $600 extra. Take that the next round, and there's a bit of aggression, but they are flashed off. Very strong flash from the T side. 11-7. NAVI were 8-0 up. And what could be the final map of the day? They haven't had the cleanest anti-ecos today, I'll tell you that much. Same goes for both teams, but starting to stabilize somewhat. Yeah, a little bit out of hand here. Might just want to fall back with the 3-on-3. There it is. That should stabilize things here. Crystal with a USP. Michael Eddy with no armor and that Mac 10. Done a lot of damage, to be fair, but that's all he's going to do. Potentially. Just waiting for him to go down. Takes one with him. Like I said, one kill, that will do. It gives him $600 extra. He can exactly afford the AWP now, I think. Yeah,
yeah, $47.50. So glass cannon.
If he glass cannons now and wins him the round, that one kill is where it all came from.
It's pretty impressive, the small details of Counter-Strike, but you're right. We'll watch for that because it's an interesting...
Like the exact amount. Like
yeah,
on
stat
the
to move over. Yeah, he'll have no utility. He'll have no upgraded pistol. He'll have no armor, but he can bring out the AWP.
If I'm someone like Michael, I'm doing that. I'm like, you know what, boys, we need it. There it is. Let's go. Full glass cannon. If he saves the day now, that's quite the arc. I like that. Let's see what happens. 12-7, and Flamey quick towards Brown Horse here. Catches the flashbang, but no problem.
Bit surprised he actually went toward Ivy off the start of that. I mean, I guess he has the spawn for it, but that's somewhere that utility normally goes quite frequently. So if he was there with no armor, that's going to absolutely destroy him. Thankfully, he's not now, and he'll go to the back lines of the B site. But yeah, that's a tough one to go to without any armor. Defensive hold. He'll let the rifles do the work in the front of the site. 4 players looking to execute to head in toward B. Smokes will go deep. Cover off Z Connector. They put a Molotov in the close cross between Yellow and Bomb. Maiden behind them already. He's going from Boomich's playbook. MP9 as well. Again, this is why you do it, but Simple looks back and finds him no further damage. We saw Boomich get 3 kills from that position. It's not going to be the same this time.
Sticko fancy it as well. The M4.
Sometimes you get away with it twice, yeah. They don't expect it. Why would they?
So what's the player? Michael Ailey ready towards that upper ramp. He's got an orb. Remember, the glass cannon. If he saves the round, it will be so sick considering how he managed to pick it up. There's the first kill. Simple goes down as well. 4-on-3. Advantage Godsent. Train doesn't matter too much if you have armor or not. Play long defensive positions just like that. Totem drop. Perfectly done this time, actually.
Even better that Sticko actually left the room because by the time they'd landed and had their aim set was when he walked back in. So they didn't even have a chance, or Sticko didn't even have a chance to defend himself or shoot back as they landed. Perfecto's going to take out Zen. Nice. Michael Lily gets Boomich. That's at least a response to keep this as a 2-on-2. And Crystal's timing on the flank. Easy first kill. Does he find a second? Knows the line. Oh my goodness, Flamey. That is insane. He knows the lineup toward the bomb, but he gets back through the smoke. You're right, though. It keeps him from planting, and therefore it's now 12-8.
Well, Michael Lily gets 2 kills. It works out for him. It was the right call. And we'll go 12-8. Is it the lifeline that saves the game for them? No. This round will be very telling in that department. Michael Aida will get armor now, get himself some grenades. They can somewhat stabilize. It'll still be a difficult purchase into the round, even though there's won the previous. You can see for mass, MP9 shotgun. I would say Michael has to step up with something, maybe aggressive towards the upper ramp. That could be an option for them. They've got no one inside at the start of the round. 5-man play, so there has to be aggression there. You can't just sit right back. They're pushing towards Ivy. I can see Zed at the very end again. So he's got towards Server. They're setting him up and sending Crystal back with the MP9. They risked a potential inside rush there, but it's a calculated risk. It's very unlikely a team with a full buy will just rush inside straight up.
So Sticko again downstairs with the shotgun. Totem drop. You kill the bottom player. Remember, you reset the top guy's aim, and the shotgun does exactly that. All you have to do is shoot the bottom guy.
That's sick. He takes a lot of damage, but he gets himself $1,800 of cash, 2 kills, and potentially the 9th round on the board. Great stuff from Sticko. Still recoverable.
Maiden flashed. Has the angle, I did not see him when he jumped. Either way, it gives away the sound cue, and Maiden's ready to fire back at him. And 2 kills in the round for him again. Just 2 players remaining. Electronic gets the first kill on the board for Navi, and with Sticko low as he is, still a factor in the round, this is going to turn. Simple is going to find 1. It's only Maiden to get Electronic and leave it to him, but it's a 1-on-2. That is certainly winnable, but he's not quite fast enough, and Maiden, 3 kills to his name is enough to bring this back within 2 rounds.
Not many players in the world that can hit that shot. Simple might be one of them, though. Doesn't quite connect. And we'll find ourselves now, I would say, with Navi on the ropes somewhat financially. Great stuff from Godsent. They're right back in this game. Money has been shut down. This is eco territory, and a pause for Navi. Back and forth we go. It looked like they were dead on arrival here, Godsent. 8-0 down.
I was honestly in my mind thinking this could be a 16-0.
Yeah,
like what
me
is?
too.
And I was thinking as well, what happens to Godsent if that happens? They've had all this confidence. We know that Michael Lilly certainly plays off of confidence. They've been doing so well moving forward, and then they just get absolutely obliterated on a stage as a newer team again. Where do they go from there? But this is a good turnaround, I have to say. And hey, even if Navi threw them a bone to get them back into it, they've ran with it. So you got to give credit where it's due.
You can only play what's put down in front of you. If it's Navi going to be making mistakes, they should be the ones learning from that. So this has to be pretty much full eco. It's that really annoying spot where you've got loss bonus coming up and you're around $2,000, but if you buy anything more than a P250, you're going to be hamstrung going forward. So just a deagle at the very top end. That's it, no nades. Just going to see what they can do here. Just run the clock down, bait out some utility incendiaries. Ideally, they're $600 a piece. First kill comes in, though, in a ridiculous manner. I assume that's towards Ivy. So Zen's been towards that server position. Good grenade, at least in response. Oh, he's getting it because he's against the orb now. He knows he's got a chance to get it. That's so well played from Boomich. You could see it building up to that moment. They're actually going to win this round, I think, Matt. It's a 5-on-2 with Sticko and Crystal asking what in God's name just happened against 2 Deagles, 3 Glocks, no armor, no nades.
You're right about Boomich. That was a perfect play. Even if the op gets a shot off, he steps wide, so he tries to bait out the shot, bait out the damage.
And he's still confident. He's low HP up against the AWP. Doesn't matter. He can still make that shot, which he does.
And that is the thing we always say with an AWPer being on low HP. He can still hold an angle and hit a shot. The same thing goes, though. If you're low HP against an AWP and he misses, you have that same time frame to get the shot back onto him. So Electronic to get Crystal. Sticko left in a 1-on-5. Navi finds the 13th round in an unlikely way, but I suppose that sums up many rounds in this game, as we now have 3 to go for Navi to wrap up the series 2-0. Remember, Mouse Sports wait in the final, a best of 5 tomorrow. GODSENT starting to feel the pressure to keep themselves alive in this series.
They've got to force by this one. They have to. They're double eco regardless. Crystal got 1,400. So they can drop an AWP. They have to do what they can with it. Lose this round, unfortunately, that will probably be the GG. But they've been tenacious. So they've brought this game back from the dead. They were 8-0 down, and they've won much worse rounds than this today as well. A couple of full eco victories for themselves in this series. Flashing over. It's going to be Perfecto towards that pallet position. Good nade at the start. Takes Boomich down. It's a low HP, I should say, for the audio listeners. He's still alive. And a couple of kills coming in. Back into it now.
Lily onto Simple. That's a huge one to get. Take the AWP out of the T hands. I'm impressed, Michael Lilly. These pistols, no one's getting away with anything. It doesn't matter the weaponry, it matters the opening pick. And a lot of times they're giving themselves up to it. They're leaving themselves vulnerable as Sticko stays below Pop Dog once more. Crystal. He's gonna try to work back around the smoke. Did it make contact? No, the nade didn't hit him. If it did, they know he was there. They'd fire in and try and get him. And in fact, they may have actually caught some audible cue because they try and do that exact play, but nothing yielding from it. Crystal tagged out 71. That's the only damage they've done so far, despite losing 2 players. And by the way, the ops recovered, so double op CT side now.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Navi after losing the first couple of picks. A boost coming in. Nothing too special about this, but they are going to drop the connector smoke as well. So with the boost up, they'll drop a connector smoke, hopefully bait a CT out of connector to jump in that position where the boost is actually viable. That's a cool idea, so let's see if it works out now. So they'll smoke to the left-hand side. No one taking the bait, though. It's a cool idea, though. I haven't seen many approach it like that.
Electronic back up to the top of the stairs. It suggests what we see and that they're looking elsewhere on the map. Now they're not going to go toward B. Very, very forward. Sticko off angle down below Pop Dog. Naturally, you'd expect one of these two guys. Well, 8 seconds. I'm not even going to consider it. I was going to say at least to peek it and see, but full save from Navi at this point. And Sticko, okay, clever. Stops just in time. I was going to say give himself up. It does give Crystal the information, which is what they want. They want the guns out of the hands of the Navi players. Not quite that easily.
Not going to happen, but they do keep their head above water. That was a huge round for GODSENT to pick up. They came in with MP9s, Deagles, and 1 AWP, but you got the opening pick. Slowed things right down, and then after losing the second kill, Navi decided to save 3 Krieg, which is okay. Those players won't get any cash, but the 2 that were down will, and they have enough to buy still. Don't want to throw this one away, although they have tried their best at times. Double AWP setup still out. Here are the odds from GG.bet. Navi still the heavy favorites, but I would say that's even a little bit generous at this point. GODSENT are right back into this one. But this is a very telling round. The auto shotgun out again. Sticko managed to get a double kill with it before, this time a little bit close to the ladder itself. MP9 for Crystal, he can make it work.
So Zen holds the angle. It's what we've not seen is him on the AWP, and certainly not at this position. Run boost would be viable, but it's just one player there. Electronic all by his lonesome. Interesting, very anticipated defensive incendiary, because now, and flash timing. They put that down. They could have actually ran into Crystal's trap at that point in time, but it was a horrible flash from a team perspective because Boomich is left defenseless, and now they're down 2 men again. We might be looking at 13-11. So don't rule GODSENT out. This would be a heck of a comeback if they are able to pull this game off. And Maiden again looking sharp. Looks for his second, manages to just step out to make sure he actually nails Perfecto rather than the wall.
They're getting fired up as well. You can hear it. Every kill that's coming through now, they're starting to believe in the GODSENT side. Clean sweep here. They managed to do it with cheesier weapons as well. It's Crystal detecting Boomich, who was sent in on a bit of a mission towards the B-bomb site. 3 smokes down for him, flashes over, perfect flashes as well. Crystal didn't panic, waited for his chance to strike. Managed to get that kill, rotated players towards outer, and it's a very good finish now for GODSENT. They can definitely bring this back on the CT side of Train. Money going to be absolutely broken for Navi. Remember, they had 3 players alive in the previous round, meaning they got no money going into this one. Now only 1 player survived. Their money to be all over the place. Simple will get no cash, but him being Simple, you might just want to have him on AK next round and see what he can do. He can probably win a round single-handedly if given a chance. Round will be done. Simple to survive. He's got players around him on the minimap. I don't know where he is right now. There he is, T-steps. So he gets no cash. His teammates at around $2,000. They have to eco. So this is likely to be 13-12. I can't believe how this game has turned around. The disparity from the first 8 rounds is unbelievable. 4 kills found on their T side in that sequence. And a bit of over-aggression from Navi, maybe getting a little bit too carried away. It's not necessarily led them here. That was 1 round, but it certainly got GODSENT online.
Yeah, they're. I mean, I figured we were done by now. 25 rounds, considering the start. Did not expect we get that far. So Boomich smoked off this time. And his favorite position to pop dog. I almost thought we were back onto the CT side for a second, but he's just gotten down there very quickly. Meanwhile, it's Simple with the AK that they're going to boost up, so he is taking things back into his own hands. He's not allowing Boomich to do it. He's not going to let Electronic do it. He's going to be the one with the AK for good reason. And damage done. They know the nade's in his hands. Good action from Electronic to follow up. That is a decent exchange. The problem being they didn't quite get a gun from it.
They have got Boomich, though, who's somehow at E-box. Now I'm going to say undetected at this point. They've got a minute on the clock. Yeah, there's no way. There's no crutches on him.
Maiden would spray that.
Yeah. So this is interesting now. So they've taken a kill away. They've spread the defense thin. And now Michael might try to reclaim control of main entrance, get his players towards Pop Dog, for example. Now, they don't know Boomich is there. Fortunately, he's only got the Glock.
Yeah, exactly. If he had a P250 or any upgraded pistol, he could have better armor penetration. The Glock's not going to have that same potential at all. He pretty much has to have a gift, and he's found. Maiden actually got him as we see it arrive on the top right of the screen. Meanwhile, Simple, though, getting forward on that AK, still manages to find one. Michael Lilly gone. Simple's on 100 HP, and this is what happens when you let him off the leash. He's got it down to a one-on-one. He knows exactly where Crystal is. The train absorbs the bullets, and somehow Crystal gets away with the clutch.
No way. It felt like Simple had that. Something special was brewing there. You could feel it coming together, but Crystal holds his nerve. Amazing round. That's what Counter-Strike's all about. Right down to the last bullet there. 13-12. GODSENT still in this one. The series felt like it was done. They had nothing to say about Train, but here they are, 13-12. Another gun round coming through. Simple down to the scout.
Incendiary ready at the CT perspective, but man, money is a factor. Simple as well down to the scout. He's already been naded. He's on 44 HP early. Again, op that would be fine. Scout a little bit less so. Double op CT side, Zen to hold it once more. He's not quite holding Ivy with it. He's going to get a little bit more aggressive and actually peer in toward A main. Electronic has made his way out. He was here before, 4 rounds ago, and there was a smoke to his right to protect him, but they actually walked by. As soon as he shot one, he was traded, and it didn't yield anything for Navi. We'll see if this time he can get away with it. But they need to make some noise and aggression to try and play him in at this point. Actually, take that back. He's going to go. He's got a sense to move, and he spots one at Pop Dog. Trigger discipline, hits it. Headshot wasn't quite apparent, had to go through the edge of the wall, but he elected to go for the body shots instead. He could hear the noise to his left as well. He knows they're swinging back out. There should be 3 kills easily, because as soon as he gets Maiden at the E-box, they had absolutely no idea he'd snuck in behind, and Flamey to follow it up. A round stolen back again by Navi, 45 seconds, but just Crystal remaining.
An absolute masterclass in Counter-Strike there from Electronic. He couldn't have done more with that situation if he tried. Just waiting, patient, looking for that opportunity to strike. And he absolutely nails it. 3 massive kills, make it 4 in the end. Astonishing round from Electronic. A showstopper of sorts, and now GODSENT have lost another life. And we're just getting back into it. 14-12 now. Money starting to become a bit of an issue once again. The MP9's brought back out. They have been good at keeping these rounds alive, though. 5-7s for Zen and Crystal. All for Michael, 1 rifle, 1 round away from series point. All in.
Mitch only for 1. Sticko gets the immediate trade, and that had to happen from the CT perspective, especially with the 2 pistols. 5-7s in play. Getting aggressive with them. Zen will jump down, uses the ladder to take away any damage from falling from above. Deep smoke toward Ivy at this point as well, so Electronic's just going to have to be patient in his position. Pop Dog's been so relevant this entire game.
Very active.
Don't get me wrong, it always is a position of power, but this game especially, it seems every single round it is the pivotal point.
Oh,
and the kills there, or the pushes from the CTs are what's determining the outcome.
Oh, it's giving me butterflies now. What would Sticko be going through right now? Great stuff there. That's a big kill. He knows it. They've lost so much territory on the map at this point, they're going to have to commit towards outside. I think they're smoking off towards Pop Dog at this stage just to try and lock them in. But Zen, he's had a pretty rough game so far, but this could be a massive play. He's gone towards T-spawn, and with 45 seconds remaining as they commit, Sticko's called that they push through. Guaranteed kill on Simple,
wow.
Big. And now it's a 4 versus 2. Now we're going to see the pistol come out for Crystal. It's that 5-7, and once again, Perfecto, with almost no chance of being able to win this round. He is surrounded, gets 1 more, trying to make it expensive once again. Finds is it the AWP? It is. So, a slight chance of getting that bomb down. He'll have to hightail it towards the B bomb side of this stage, and he'll make a lot of noise.
Yeah,
and
Michael
will hear
hears him, so he's going to be on the flank. Oh, he's made noise himself, though.
Oh, Michael.
It does keep him off the plant, but Perfecto's going to at least know that he's coming from that direction. He doesn't have a lot of time to bait this out. Michael gets away. That shoulder, if he walked around the corner and went down, the round was on.
Yeah, I like that. I thought he was almost about to walk into the crosshair there, but it was very well played from Michael in the end. Enough sound to stop the plant and enable his teammate to get towards connector as well. Oh, they've done it again though, Matt. 5-7s, MP9s, 1 AWP, and 1 rifle. Instead of executing, Navi just going for the jewels at the start. And
it's Sticko. He has the only rifle at that point. I mean, yes, there's still an AWP in play, but he has to take aggression. He does. He pushes up, catches them off.
What a play.
Completely takes B out of the picture and knocks down another rifle for Navi. This is, yeah, give them credit where it's, I mean, Sticko, Mouse Sports last year, on and off year, last year in 2019, I say 2 years ago, excuse me, Mouse Sports, but on and off last year in 2019, it's good to see him have a home again because he's certainly a player I think that was underrated. And as you say, he was the one that was first removed to make room for snacks. And that ultimately led to the demise of that Mouse Sports lineup.
Yeah, Sticko's a very good player. Safe pair of hands. Especially on train as well. I'd say this is a home map of sorts for him. Let's see what can be done. Navi to pick up the pace once again. Perfect to have that decent spawn towards outside. Gets himself towards Olof. Molotov deployed towards Hell. Barely any utility here for Navi, but plenty of damage being inflicted now. Perfecto with the 2nd kill. Michael will strike back with 1. He's holding towards Ivy right now. He needs a couple more where that came from. MP5 auto shotgun. The buys have been so ropey for GODSENT, but they make it work.
And from Navi's perspective, to be up 8-0, that's more what we expect. That's the skill they have. But to have this being a 14-13 game and money in tatters, that's just not, that's the problem. They have to avoid that shotgun on a ladder will still do damage, and Flamey can feel the pain. No kill either way, but it certainly limits the chances from Navi's aggression because look at how weak they are.
So they're going to go towards inside and leave Perfecto towards the yard here. 1 player goes down. Crystal, the master of the cheesy weapons, it seems, will be taken down eventually. Good incendiary to buy a little bit of time. Michael Lady's here, the savior of the round. He's the only one that can really save it for GODSENT at this point. If this round goes down, they won't have no money at series point.
And there's no flashes. They can't push him off. There's not even any smoke. They can't push him off that angle. They'd have to take the fight Shotgun for Sticko instead as Perfecto drops. And Simple goes hunting back toward the A site. They're going to have to hold and wait 30 seconds. They don't need to overreact and try and force a bomb plant, but they do need to clear angles, and they'll do exactly that by putting Boomich onto an AK. Baits out a shot from Michaelele. That's information as to where one of the two defenders has gone, and Boomich wants to push him as far away from Simple as possible. Not only because to Simple find the kill, but now they get the bomb plant. They know Michaelele has to come back to see connector, and Simple's going to go aggressive on it.
Great opportunity there. Sticko did absolutely everything he could. They're fighting tooth and nail to try and keep themselves in this series. What an admirable job they've done so far. Really enjoying it with the auto shotgun. The MP5 wasn't quite enough in the end.
Problem now is they didn't want to let overtime point be secured by Navi, so they forced it around it. Now it has been, and now this is the series on the line, and they don't have much money at all to play with. So with this, if Navi wrap up the round, they go straight through to the finals for tomorrow.
This could be a desperate times, call for desperate measures here. The Mag 7. P250s and a rush inside. The CZ to greet them though. Flamey knows there's another one coming. If he gets his second kill, that should be it. As he falls back, somehow still alive. Sticko finally removes him, but won't get too much. They now know there's only two players towards outside, and they've got great territory on this side of the map. Maiden though, finds an opening. Can he get the second? Not quite. 3-on-1. Sticko to save the day map. Doesn't look good for him. Mag 7, that's all he's got. I think we might be done.
Didn't switch guns despite that early kill. You would have thought he went to pick up an AK, but Electronic greets him. Look, 16-13, we get the final that on paper we would have wanted. We get Mouse Sports, we get Navi, but credit to GODSENT, because at 8-0 had absolutely no chances of them working their way back into this game, let alone series, and they made Navi work for that.
They absolutely did. It was a great series in the end. Sure, it wasn't the most exciting start to the second map with 8-0 down, but it goes to show the roller coaster the Counter-Strike can be. If you give up any sort of inches or allow a gap to happen, these players, even at this level, like you wouldn't for a team like GODSENT be able to exploit that as much as maybe a top team, but they've shown us that they know what they're doing and they can bounce back from massive deficits.
And they're willing to take those fights. I mean, the fact, okay, 4 kills into 8 rounds, 8-0, nothing going for them at all, and then they start pushing. Obviously, Boomich gives something up, but then to have the confidence in the second half, not to let that get in your head, and Sticko's still pushing Pop Dog on his own, gets a bunch of important kills. I mean, the impact was there, and I have to say, Maiden, you were bigging him up to me, and I was kind of skeptical. That was a pretty good game from him. Absolutely. That was convincing.
Yeah, remember, this is like the second, I think, or maybe even the first LAN these guys have been to as a squad under the new organization, and they've put their best foot forward. This is what some of the world's best players are up against there. 8-0 down, you would think that's absolutely it. They showed character today. They showed resilience.
On the flip side of that, you've got to look at Navi and say, hey, come on. Like, this is the problem that they have, is that they put themselves in these situations. They get beat by teams they shouldn't. I'm not saying, not to discredit GODSENT, but when you're 8-0 up in the fashion that you were and it comes that close, okay, you give away a few rounds. I'll give you that. You get a pass, but to let it go that far, you've got to adjust that. You've got to be able to work through that. If that's Astralis or Liquid, they don't win that game.
And they play against pistols as well. Sure, they're very good at winning rounds with Eagles. The fact they concede so many as well with just Desert Eagles or P250s, it seems like it gets out of control. They don't rely enough on the teamwork and the chemistry, and that simply won't be good enough going forward. In today's game, from what we've seen at this tournament especially, the lower teams will punish you. If you give them any sort of access point, they will capitalize it every single time.
And I think that's, just to finish that point, I think that's something that you can get baited into by having so much individual skill, because they all know that, like, Electronic could be, well, again, you said it, taking the opposite of the picture, he's one of the 2 best riflers in the world. You have Simple, that is arguably still the best player in the world, you know, between him and Zywoo on the given day. They know they can go off. So they see a game like that and they want to, but you've got to rein that in. You've got to control it.
Well, we're going to reel it in right now. That was the final map of the day. It does set us up for an amazing grand final. I guess the one we wanted. Mouse Sports versus Navi, a best of 5 going down tomorrow. And I guess there's just one last thing to do here, Matt.
Send it to the analysts.
Send it to the analysts.
Where even are they? Are they even here?
I don't see them.
Did they leave?
I don't see them. They're around here. We'll throw it to a break. We're back with the analysts very shortly. Who will break down the rest of the tournament for you, and we'll see you tomorrow.